Welcome into this episode of the Huddle Up Podcast. I am your host, Taylor Sharp, and today I want to talk about, big news, maybe a little underrated news as far as a free agent signing here in the National Football League. Now, I am talking about veteran wide receiver Keenan Allen returning to where he had previously played 11 years to the Los Angeles Chargers. If you remember last year, Keenan Allen over there in Chicago with rookie quarterback Caleb Williams. He was on the market, and the two sides finally came to an agreement. It's a one-year deal, but Keenan Allen back with the blue and gold. I think this is an excellent decision by both sides. Keenan Allen just is a Charger. I mean, he just is. When you think of Keenan Allen, you think of the bolt on the side of the helmet. And then for the Chargers side of things, your offense just got that much better. I love this Los Angeles Chargers team here in 2025 because they were good a year ago and they got better at almost every single position on the offensive line, or at least they didn't get worse if they didn't make a move at all. I mean, you have two bookend tackles with Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater at the left and right tackle spots. You know Justin Herbert is your guy for the foreseeable future. He's your franchise quarterback. And then when you look at what this team did a year ago, there is a lot to like. Ladd McConkey had 1,000 yards, burst onto the scene as a rookie. Joshua Palmer, he did some nice things. Now, they've moved on from him, but you got better at that spot. Trey Harris, the rookie out of Ole Miss, he's going to be there. He was explosive in college for Lane Kiffin and that Rebels offense, and now you add a Keenan Allen into the mix as well. The thing I like about this is Ladd McConkey plays a lot in the slot, but he can line up out wide as well. I mean, he can route you up inside when he's lined up on a nickel or a safety, and then on the outside as a corner, he's fast enough to get by you for those deep shots as well. Trey Harris, we know what kind of a burner he is. I think he's going to live on the outside as one of those perimeter receivers. I love his potential in this offense. And then for Keenan Allen, he'll be a slot guy as well, but he's on the taller side. So McConkey and Keenan Allen can almost be interchangeable. You got the young, quick, athletic guy who does well in the slot in Ladd McConkey, and then the 33-year-old savvy veteran who just continues to be one of the best route runners in the National Football League in a Keenan Allen. Those two guys are virtually interchangeable in this offense from a versatility standpoint in terms of being able to make things happen inside as a slot receiver and out wide as a pass catcher for this offense. I love what they have done offensively. The defense, I think it's going to be solid as well. And then you look at the running game for the Los Angeles Chargers. Last year, it was pretty good, and that's a point of contention for Jim Harbaugh. He likes to run the football. He's an old-school style guy. He did it in San Francisco. He did it a ton when he was at Michigan, and he did it last year with the Chargers. And last year, you had J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards. Now, J.K. Dobbins did what J.K. Dobbins does. He got injured. But before that injury, J.K. Dobbins, after about week 4 of the season, was actually leading the National Football League in rushing yards. Now, obviously, that didn't hold because, again, he was in and out of the lineup. But it shows that Jim Harbaugh wants to run the football, and this offense is good at running the football. Last year, you paired J.K. Dobbins with a Gus Edwards, two solid backs. But this year, I think you got so much better at the running back position. You add veteran Najee Harris and draft the explosive rookie Omarion Hampton out of North Carolina. I know there's a lot of people that like to hate on Najee and say, hey, he's not an explosive runner. I tell you what he is, though. You know what you're going to get with a Najee Harris. Every single season he's been in the NFL, he's had 1,000 yards rushing, and I think the Chargers are a better running team overall than the Pittsburgh Steelers were during his time in the black and gold. And then Omarion Hampton, you get him early in the draft. A lot of people thought, hey, maybe he's going to be the first running back taken over a guy like Ashton Genty. Everybody seemed to love Omarion Hampton. So you go from Dobbins to Gus Edwards, and then you shift that with a 1-2 punch of Najee Harris and Omarion Hampton. You're better there. You got better at receiver with Trey Harris and Keenan Allen to pair with Ladd McConkey. Justin Herbert, another year older in this offense. I love this team because I think the defense is going to be solid as well. They're going to need all of those pieces because of that division with the Chargers, with Kansas City Chiefs. We know how dangerous they are. The Denver Broncos, who continue to get better and better. I think they've had a great offseason. And then the Las Vegas Raiders, who bring in an Ashton Genty, who have Geno Smith now at quarterback. That's an upgrade from what they had a year ago. Brock Bowers in his second year in the league. You bring in a Pete Carroll. That is officially the toughest division in football. Because the Denver Broncos, in my opinion, are going to have the best defense in all of football. I think Bo Nix is an excellent NFL quarterback. Patrick Mahomes lives in the Super Bowl. And now the Los Angeles Chargers, that division just got very, very tough. But the Chargers have done a nice job trying to play catch up a little bit with the Kansas City Chiefs, as well as kind of an arms race now in terms of offseason acquisitions between them and the Denver Broncos. And again, the Raiders have gotten a lot better as well. So keep an eye out for the LA Chargers. I think they're a little bit of a sleeper team coming into this year. It's weird to say because they were a playoff team a year ago, but just kind of under the radar because of the tough division they're in. Look, I think Patrick Mahomes is a great quarterback. There's no question about it. But that team is getting older. I think there's a chance that somebody other than the Chiefs win that division. Not so much the Raiders, but the Denver Broncos, the Los Angeles Chargers have both gotten a lot better this offseason. We'll see what happens. It should be fun to watch as the NFL season goes along. All right, that's going to do it for this episode of the Huddle Up Podcast. Next time, we'll hit, more of the top topics around the National Football League. If you enjoyed what you saw, please like, subscribe, comment. Love to interact with all the watchers and listeners. And I'll see you next time on the Huddle Up Podcast.